An inmate here at the Gallatin County Jail tested positive for coronavirus. I'm Cody Boyer in Bozeman with the latest details on the protocol and what followed next.
And the pandemic is leading to a surge in gun sales coming up while Montana gun dealers are telling us about gun sales here in the Treasure State. 6:30 on this Thursday. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here, working our way towards the Easter weekend, Matt. And it sounds like as the week disintegrates, so does the weather.
I think the weekend is going to be the big change. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to you, Caitlin. It's nice to see you this morning. Early morning temperatures into the 20s, 14 degrees in West Yellowstone, clear skies. Enjoy the next 2 days. Our daytime high should be near the 60-degree mark. We're going to see beautiful sunrises, sunsets. Snap a photo of them, send them to us. And we'll probably want some weekend photos as well as we start to see snow move back in. We'll talk more about that coming up on the Billion Auto Weather patio in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Time now 6:30. Here are the latest numbers on the coronavirus situation here in the state of Montana.
According to the State Department of Health, there are now 332 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Montana, 13 of which are new. Gallatin County continues to have the most cases with 120. Yellowstone County has 48, Silverbow County 11, Madison County has 8. 6 people in Montana have died from the virus, 135 have recovered. You can see the other counties and numbers there. The confirmed cases breaks down about half men and half women. Now, the Gallatin City County Health Department Health Officer Matt Kelly signed an order Monday requiring people who have tested positive for COVID-19 to stay home, and for people who have been identified as close contacts to also stay home. Kelly says it's to give health officials and law enforcement what they need if someone is unwilling to stay at home. He says the vast majority of people are making a good faith effort and have been incredibly cooperative. Also, Montana Governor Steve Bullock says that President Trump approved a measure allowing the federal government to control all approved costs of Montana National Guard, but the Guard will remain under the command and direction of Governor Bullock.
And a Bozeman company, which already has a great relationship with local fire departments during wildland fire season, is jumping in to offer protection during the COVID-19 scare. Bridger Aerospace specializes in aerial firefighting, but right now it's another one of the Montana companies adapting to keep firefighters safe from the spread of the coronavirus. Yesterday, one of Bridger's planes touched down at Missoula International Airport, rolling up to the apron at Minuteman Aviation to deliver a supply of face shields for firefighters and paramedics with Frenchtown Rural Fire. The company has already produced a large quantity of the face shields for healthcare workers and firefighters here in the Bozeman area and is now offering them to Montana fire departments.
Speaking of the Bozeman area, Gallatin County Sheriff's Office says an inmate inside the detention center has tested positive for COVID-19. MTN's Cody Boyer breaks down the precautions the jail is taking.
According to Gallatin County Sheriff Brian Gutkin, when this man came into the Gallatin County Detention Center, he was not showing signs of COVID-19. However, upon testing, he tested positive and they worked quickly.
The foresight and the great design, we're prepared.
It began Saturday when Sheriff Gutkin says a man who violated his probation came into the Gallatin County Detention Center from the inmate reentry program.
He was not symptomatic during the entire stay, including intake.
No symptoms, but still, the sheriff says the inmate was quarantined into here, a negative pressure cell.
There was no showing. We were actually notified by where he came from that they had a positive test over there.
This is direct ventilation out.
Through a video, Sheriff Gutkin took us inside the jail, demonstrating the 2 cells used to separate inmates from the others, from the ventilation to the nursing staff.
This is exactly how the nurse looks when they're dealing with these inmates.
He also demonstrated how inmates are instructed to follow social distancing protocol. Gutkin adds the inmate was released, but under health department observation.
Our health people in the jail worked with the health department and made sure that that person was going to quarantine and even notified where that person was going.
Gutkin says no other inmate is showing signs or has tested positive for the virus outside of this case.
We are doing everything in our power to make sure that these inmates are healthy and safe.
A series of protocols Sheriff Gutkin points out that the jail takes seriously all the time. COVID or not.
I like to say we're the lighthouse in the storm because, we can't panic. We have to make sure that we operate and that everyone's safe.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
By the way, Sheriff Goodkin says the inmate went through the probation and parole hearing as normal, stayed in the jail for the typical 72 hours before he was released.
Time now is 6:34. Gun shops and shooting ranges have been deemed essential services during the COVID-19 pandemic by the Trump administration. So it might not be a surprise that March of this year marked the largest number of FBI firearms background checks since the introduction of the background check service back in 1998. MTN's Sam Hoyle takes a look at where other time periods stack up and how new gun owners can stay safe.
Gun stores are staying open and taking more precautionary measures to keep people healthy.
Mainly sanitizing, staying away. I mean, if we have anyone that has problems, they stand near the door and tell us what they need, and then we take care of them.
The question of why gun stores are essential has many different answers. For Mitchell Supply in Great Falls, a big reason is their partnership with local law enforcement.
We work with the Sheriff's Department, the Detention Center, the City Police, and other outlying Sheriff's Department sites, furnishing supplies or whatever. We also work on some of the firearms.
According to a data study done by online retailer ammo.com, the coronavirus outbreak has had a significant impact on ammo sales. Ohio has seen a 950% increase in ammo sales since February 23rd. In Texas, that number is 972%. In Colorado, 1,306%.
What's affecting everybody right now is the uncertainty. So, it's just like having a spare tire. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
According to Governor Steve Bullock's March 26th press release, firearm and ammunition suppliers and retailers fall under the category of supplies for essential business and operations. While the status of gun and ammo stores varies from state to state, law enforcement officials are considered essential workers everywhere. In states where those stores work with officials to provide supplies, it's not hard to see why they were deemed essential. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
6:37 now. One man is dead, and Carbon County authorities are looking for answers. That shooting happened outside of Red Lodge a little after 10 o'clock yesterday morning. Sheriff's deputies responded to Lake Fork Road off Highway 212 near a trailhead. That's about 6 miles south of Red Lodge. A man in his mid-40s was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputies say 3 other people, including a person who fired the weapon, are cooperating. No one is in custody at this hour.
And a missing endangered person advisory has been issued for a 15-year-old Park County boy. Russ Wyndham was last seen in the Emigrant area around 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Russ is described as a white male, 5 foot 6 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds with black hair, hazel eyes, and freckles on his nose. Russ was last seen wearing a gray shirt with Goonies on it, jeans, and a hoodie with colorful designs. Now, if you have any information, you are urged to call the Park County Sheriff's Office. That number 406-222-2050.
There's also a new development on a story we've been covering for months. A woman has now been officially charged for driving through a school bus stop sign and hitting Jordana Hubble as she was getting off of a bus back in November. Patricia Berliner has been charged with 1 count of criminal endangerment, which is a felony, for failing to stop for the bus when it had its flashing lights and stop sign up. That was on Highway 93 near Whitefish. Court documents state, quote, the defendant knowingly engaged in conduct that creates a substantial risk of death or serious bodily injury to others, namely Jordana Hubble, end quote. Now, Jordana was taken to Nexus Children's Hospital in Houston. This was back in January to continue her recovery from those injuries that she sustained in that incident. According to witness statements, Berliner stated she did not think she had to stop since the bus was in the other lane. She is currently not in custody.
And the stay-at-home directive still bringing out the best in some people. That includes Bozeman musicians who want to help, including Dane Thompson. Yesterday, the people living in Brookdale Spring Meadows Assisted Living got a treat from outside their window. Thompson, who used to frequent Bozeman stages and diners and restaurants when they were open, brought his guitar and voice to them. At one point, he even sang to one of the residents while she was in her car.
I just love playing music, and I work in music, obviously, so, just getting a little taste of being normal again, I miss it so much, so I figured if I can't go see music myself, I might as well play music for other people.
And Thompson says he plans to keep bringing his music to other assisted living homes and front porches in the days to come.
Oh, I love that. Great stuff.
That is fabulous. All these happy stories that we mix in, it always just lifts the spirits.
I love everybody looking out for each other. It's good stuff.
I do too. It's great.
6:40, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, why COVID-19 isn't just bad business for the airline industry, but it could be affecting your weather forecast too. That's next. But here's what's coming up at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Ahead on CBS This Morning, Dr. Anthony Fauci joins us to address the government's latest modeling numbers in the fight against coronavirus. Also, with new unemployment figures set to come out, why many Americans are having trouble filing for benefits. Plus, only on CBS This Morning, Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour talks with Gail about a new fundraising initiative to help the struggling fashion industry survive the pandemic. And in our series, A More Perfect Union, how a grassroots effort is providing temporary housing to keep medical workers from putting their families at risk. All coming up when we see you at 7.